For 3 long years, my landlord made my life a living nightmare. He stole from me, he threatened me, he even tried to break into my home. But what he didn't know was that I was patient. Patient enough to take everything he threw at me and then burn his entire empire down with one carefully planned move. Today, I'm going to tell you how I turned 3 years of suffering into one of the most satisfying revenge stories you'll ever hear. If you've ever been screwed over by someone who thought they had all the power, whether it was a boss, a landlord, or even a so-called friend, you're going to love this. This story is about pain, about patience, and about ultimate payback. Before we dive in, hit that like button to let YouTube know these stories deserve the spotlight. And subscribe if you haven't already. Join the thousands who love hearing karma's finest work. Now, let me take you back to where it all began. When I first moved into that apartment, I told myself it was temporary. The place wasn't much to look at. The porch leaned dangerously to one side, the ceiling paint peeled and crumbled down like confetti, and the gas heater looked like it belonged in a museum of safety violations. But it was cheap, and I needed stability. I thought, I can put up with this. I'll save money, stay out of trouble, and move on when the time is right. But what I didn't know was that my landlord wasn't just careless. He was cruel. And he was about to make the next 3 years of my life absolute hell. It started small. One day, I went down to the common area to do laundry, and my dryer was gone. Just gone. When I asked about it, my landlord shrugged it off like it was his to take. He told me things in common areas aren't really yours. Imagine paying rent every month and suddenly your appliances are just stolen by the very person you're paying. I tried to brush it off, but then came the plumbing incident. A simple repair, just normal wear and tear. But instead of fixing it like any responsible landlord, he dumped the bill on me. Hundreds of dollars I wasn't supposed to pay. And when I pushed back, he doubled down. The next month, because I was just a couple days late after covering that bill, he treated me like I was some kind of criminal. And if you think it couldn't get worse, trust me, it did. Because not long after that, I heard the sound that froze my blood. It was late at night, quiet. And then I heard it, the sound of keys rattling in my lock. My heart stopped. I sat there in the dark, holding my breath, as someone tried to open my door. And who was it? My landlord. My own landlord trying to get inside my home. No warning, no permission, just pure violation. That was the night I realized this wasn't just about money. This man wanted control. He wanted me scared. And the worst part? I started to believe maybe he could get away with it. Let me ask you, if your landlord tried to break into your apartment in the middle of the night, would you move out immediately or would you fight back? Drop your answer in the comments. I want to know how many of you would have lasted as long as I did. The retaliation didn't stop there. I once disputed a parking letter he sent me. Something so small, it should have been resolved in minutes. Instead, he slapped me with an extra $150 a month charge. Just like that. No discussion, no fairness. He was testing me, pushing boundaries, seeing how much he could get away with. In the apartment, it wasn't even worth living in. Illegal plumbing, a porch that should have been condemned, paint constantly falling from the ceiling, a gas heater that wasn't up to code. This man wasn't just greedy, he was reckless. But I stayed because moving isn't always easy. And deep down, I knew, one day, my patience would pay off. Then came his biggest mistake. After 3 years of torment, after all the threats, the break-ins, the stolen money, he tried raising my rent. And not by a little. He wanted $500 more. Every single month. That was it. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. Something inside me snapped. I wasn't just going to move out, I was going to destroy this man. And the way I did it, oh, it was beautiful. A week before I moved out, he tried to order me out by a specific time. I didn't respond. Where I lived, that's not how it worked. He even threatened me with the police. But here's the thing. I beat him to it. I went to the station that very morning, explained the situation, and when he showed up later to harass me, the police informed him I was in the right. For once, I was ahead of him. But I wasn't stopping there. 4 days before moving out, I made a phone call to the building inspector. And when he showed up, I didn't hold back. I walked him through every violation. The porch that was rebuilt without a permit, the illegal plumbing, the heater that could have killed someone. The inspector's tape measure snapped out. His notebook filled page after page, and every click of his pen felt like justice whispering in my ear. Each violation carried a $500 daily fine until fixed. Imagine the bills stacking up day after day, crushing him. That was my gift to him for 3 years of hell. But just when I thought I had him cornered, he pulled one last stunt. I went to my storage unit, and when I came back, I couldn't get into my apartment. Why? Because this man had broken in while I was gone and nailed my door shut. Nailed my door shut. That was it. I called the police again, this time demanding a supervisor. And here's the best part. Before the supervisor arrived, he vanished. Why? Because he knew. He knew the second they laid eyes on him, he'd be arrested. And guess what? He was still charged with felony breaking and entering. So let's add it up. Daily fines stacking against him for every building violation. A felony charge for breaking and entering. His reputation in shambles. His power gone. This man who thought he was invincible was now just another criminal on the town's radar. And me? I walked away with my head held high. Finally free. What did I learn? That sometimes revenge isn't about screaming back or fighting in the moment. Sometimes it's about patience. It's about holding on until the right opportunity comes and then letting karma do the rest. My landlord thought money made him invincible. But the truth? The law caught up. His greed destroyed him. And all I had to do was shine a light on the mess he created. So now I want to know, what's the worst thing a landlord, boss, or even a neighbor has ever done to you? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And if this revenge story gave you chills, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and join thousands of others who love hearing karma's finest work. Now, let me take you back to where it all began.